How is everybody doing? Are you frightened of the Bitcoin price action that we have in right now? We're going to zoom in here on the 2 hourly, the 4 hourly. We're going to analyze the situation. Is it time to be scared, or is it time to be prepared and be aggressive in the next coming hours, depending on how the Bitcoin price reacts to these levels? Okay, we need to see some kind of reaction around this range in the next coming hours to potentially find a good opportunity here on the Bitcoin price. So far it does look pretty aggressive to the downside, but it is not looking too bad. We were basically talking about this in today's video and yesterday's video, where we could have that potential correction as low as the low $40,000. We are there right now. Now, what are we going to do right now? Are we going to wait to see what is going to happen, or are we just going to dive into a very massive, big, aggressive long position? Well, I wouldn't wait here. I would wait. I wouldn't jump in just yet. We want to see how the price reacts to this range. Okay, we want to see volume spikes. We want to see wicks. Okay, very similar to what happened just a few days ago. We want to see this kind of action, but the other way round. Okay, that is when we want to see that the bears are losing steam. We don't want to catch a falling knife. We are currently hitting that support level, but this is the time for the bears to see if they do have enough power to break down through and even hit $38,000 in the next coming hours. So I would wait patiently for any type of long positions. We'll be analyzing the situation here on the 15-minute chart also, and see what's going on here with volume and check out some major levels. Okay, guys, so let me just go here quickly through I want to go through an altcoin that I am in a short position, and this is Waves. Okay, we talked about Waves yesterday. It had an insane pump. Okay, it went, I don't know, what was it, in just about a few days it did over a 100% pump, 45% pump, as you can see. Now obviously I am in a short position right over here because we are hitting major resistance. Let me just zoom out here on the chart and let me just quickly explain why. Basically here on Waves we are hitting a major resistance level, as you can see here on the chart. I just want to show you, let me go to the daily, because I mean this is, I can't zoom in that much. We're getting massively reaction at this range, as you can see, because it has been major resistance and support in the past. So are we going to have a big rejection here on Waves and continue to the downside? Well, there has, we are extremely overbought on the daily RSI, and you can take a look on the 4 hourly RSI. We're having some pretty aggressive bearish divergence, low highs here on the RSI, high highs on the price action, and it is very likely to have some type of correction in the next couple of days. Okay, so it's very likely that Waves, in my personal opinion, is going to come down at least to around about that $16.50 $16 range, and between $16 and $17 in the next coming days. You might ask yourself, why do you think we're going to go down to those levels? Well, after such a big massive pump like this, when you have this kind of price action, that is the bears getting exhausted. Now you do have the risk here, of course, of getting the last couple of wicks before you actually have that correction, but I think it is very likely going to see that correction in the next couple of days, in between today, tomorrow, and next few days. If we take a look at fib levels from the low to the high, I think it is, very likely going to hit at least that 0382, and potentially, get a bounce from there or continue to the downside, of course. But anyway, that would be my first target here for Waves. I am shorting this on Bybit, of course. You get the best bonus available down below on Bybit if you want to support the channel, and if you are an experienced trader and looking to trade cryptocurrencies. Now let's dive in here straight into the comment section. What do you guys think, guys? Is Bitcoin going to get a major bounce from these levels? Let me just zoom out here on the 2 hourly, and a quick reminder, we're going to go through why have we got such good support right now on the price of Bitcoin. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Are you bearish for the rest of the week for Bitcoin, guys? Let me know in a poll that I'm putting right now. I want to know your opinion. Are you bearish? Are these next coming days till Sunday going to be bearish? I'm going to ask you right away here in a poll. So please let me know. I want to know your opinion. Right. Seb, Mark Dutch, Joseph, thank you guys for joining. Absolutely insane support from my moderators. Remember to smash the like button, says Seb. Absolutely. And press popcorn if you want me to take a look at Chainlink. Absolutely. I like the video every time. If possible, Andy, can you take a look at Ultra and your prediction? Thank you. Well, we can take a look at major levels. I don't like to predict too much. It is fun to do sometimes, but we can take a look at major levels, of course, and see where the probabilities. Ultra must be, is it UOS? Ultra UOS. Yes, ticker symbol. Let me have a look at Ultra here, of course. Well, the thing about Ultra is that we are hitting this resistance. We're not managing to get above this range, which is not good to see. We might have a big rejection from this level and continue to the downside. And I think it's very likely. Maybe a lot of you think that this is an inverse head and shoulder, of course, right? Where you do see the price action, you know, trying to get above this major level. I'm talking about the $1.45 approximately, $1.40, $1.45. You have this kind of price action where the price is attempting, okay, to break this resistance. Now, the price action doesn't look too bad. You could arguably discuss that you're also kind of creating an ascending triangle, right? Where you are hitting resistance and support consistently. Now, if we do start, and it does look like that we are going to come to much lower levels, we can take a look at the 1 hourly. We're starting to lose this major range on EOS. Very likely that we are going to correct to the low part of this major support. All right, we have these higher lows. It is very possible for EOS to come down to the $1.15, $1.20, $1.15 in the next coming days. Okay, well, I do see that kind of price action inside of this kind of ascending triangle, right? We are getting heavily rejected from this major resistance at the $1.45. Very likely we might see a corrective move in the coming days for EOS. So pay attention on that. Stay very cautious. It would be ideal to see a massive breakout from this major resistance. Of course, there's 3 attempts in breaking out this range, not a fake out, but an explosive breakout. Then you can be pretty confident on the rejection that it does create to potentially get in right at this major level. Now, yeah, that's basically just a quick overview on EOS. It's still, if you take a look at the market structure, right, where you are creating consistent, look at here, you retest the highs, but you still consistently making lower highs, right? Lower highs right there, lower high right there. Okay, this was a lower high. This was a kind of a trying to break out from this range. It's trying to turn around, but it's not managing. So you are basically still in this downtrend structure. So yeah, expect this one to have that corrective move in the next coming days, very likely after getting rejected from this resistance. Let's take a look at hi Andy, good volatile time time to start stream. Absolutely, yeah, I'm trying to do at 3:30, which is the US opening, but anyway, half an hour later or 1 hour later, it doesn't matter. There's still volatility in the market. Now, I do like the kind of price action that Bitcoin is having right now. It is pretty exciting to see. Yeah, the next coming hours are going to be very crucial for Bitcoin, because you know, the longer we are at this range and the more wicks that we do have at this level, you know, it might be a very good buying opportunity. Now, all depending if you want to swing trade or you want to scalp day trade this, because I do have a target from this bearish Gartley right over here, right? I do have a target from this bearish Gartley. Also, it is the resistance from this small ascending channel that we do have here, and that is, you know, the deal, about $48,000. And you could long, depending on how we react at these levels, but stay very, very cautious from the high fib levels to the low with that 618, depending on where we stop here. But I think we are potentially going to stop soon, just slightly above $40,000 would be the lows. And you know, the 618, the golden pocket from the highs to the lows, it is round about 43.5, okay, 43.5 to 33.4k levels, right? And what I'm worried about here is that when we do get that big massive bounce, okay, all depending on how we react to this range, it's not maybe going to be looking good, guys. I do have this projected move all the way up here above $46,000, all depending on how the bulls fight in the next potential bounce that we do have. If we start consolidating at this range, we need to be very cautious. I might be, you know, closing any type of longs, and I'll be letting you know this, of course, and getting into shorts, okay? I did short the top here, but I took profits very, very soon, okay, at 43. I could have rode in this all the way down to these levels, of course, but I did see there was quite a bit of strength around this range. And if we do have this kind of price action, guys, in the next couple of days, you know, hitting that 43.4, 43.5, which will be, you know, if we do stop at this level, this is if we do stop at this level, of course. Anyway, the fib, you know, it is round that range, even though we do go slightly lower, round about the 43.4, 43.5. This area will be very, very critical. Not only because of the Fibonacci, you know, golden pocket range, because it is, you know, this major consolidation support level, support. Look how, this is why I've got this green horizontal line there. You know, it has been a major range where the price, you know, it's the top also from the start of this major drop. It is a major range. If the price recovers to that area and struggles to get above, okay, what I see is a potential scenario just like what happened right over here. You're going to create another lower high, right? You're going to create another low high, and you might potentially have a pretty aggressive drop all the way down to potentially in between $38,000 and $39,000. This is also a potential scenario if we fail, if the bulls fail to push the price up. So it's a scenario that I'll be paying attention to. And yeah, anyway, just want to show you some potential scenarios. And this is the thing, I would react to this range. That will be a good shorting opportunity also. If you do see a consolidation and the bulls getting exhausted at this range, in my personal opinion, it might be a very good short right there, because you might be creating a kind of an ABC correction coming all the way to the first wave area, right? If this is the first wave, you can do an ABC correction, have an aggressive drop to all the way down to $38,000-$39,000, and then have a continuation to the upside. Let's see. It's something that I'm looking at. I made £700 today thanks to your short suggestion. Absolutely fantastic, absolutely great. I'm glad you did. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, yesterday we were calling for that major correction, right? We were trading in between, you know, $44,000, and we were, you know, talking about that potential major correction to $42,000 and even to $41,000 range. And yeah, this is where we're currently at right now. The question is, are we going to manage to hold this area and find a bottom and continue to the upside? This is what I'm looking for. Of course, I want to do some long trades here on Prime XBT. I mean, not long, some scalping, sorry. I can short, long, whatever the opportunity gives us. And I want to do it on Prime XBT live with you guys. And I'm not confident just yet, though. It's too soon. Price is still dropping. I want to see a reaction at this range. So far, so good. Right, let me go here quickly through the comment section. A lot of comments already. Hello, legend. Could you let us know what do you think of Dot, Litecoin, M1? I think Dot is an incredible blockchain project. Will do very, very well. And Litecoin is one of the OGs. It's like the little brother of Bitcoin, and I think it will do okay. It's not going anywhere. Of course, it will maintain its value. It won't go to zero, in my personal opinion. It will find a solid, stable value around this area, maybe slightly lower if Bitcoin drops. But it will have a fantastic recovery in the next run. And one, I think Harmony One is also a good project. I haven't done too much research on that one, but for what I have heard from other people, it is a pretty decent project. So that is my opinion on that. What's up, crypto legends? Where are going to, says a Hisham. Where are we going to, I guess, is your question. Well, there's a couple of scenarios, of course, always. I don't know where we are going. What I am, if we start breaking these levels over here where we're currently at right now, if the price does have a little bit of an aggressive drop to around about $38,000-$39,000, I think that is going to be a major buy zone, in my personal opinion. One of the reasons why is because if you are looking at this as Elliott wave theory, you could come as low as the first wave, right? Resistance level that can turn into support. There could be still a lot of volatility at this range. Also, it is going to be golden pocket from the lows right over here to the highs. That 38.6, 38.8 approximately is that 618. It's a major level, and we do have a major resistance right there. After an aggressive correction, I wouldn't mind buying, of course. You want to try and sell the market over here. You want to try and buy at the lowest point. Now, this is why patience is key. Wait for the market to react at a level. If we start consolidating here for the next coming hours, and even 24 hours in between today and tomorrow, bears are losing steam. The bulls are waiting on the sidelines to absolutely buy aggressively this range. So far it is reacting. We are reacting. We are dropping slowly but consistently, but we are getting those wicks. I want to see a little more few hour candlesticks here and seeing this reaction, and then we might be stepping in. Like I said at the beginning, I want to see this. I want to see this, but the other way around. Look what happened here. You had this action, you dropped down. You had this action, you dropped down. You have this action after dropping, you will go up. So this is, in a nutshell, right? This is what I want to see. Of course, we might drop, we might fail from this level, and this area, that $38,000-$39,000, is going to have a reaction. It's going to happen. So if you see the price dropping aggressively here, there will be quick scalps here to be made. There will be money to be made in between this range, because I don't think that the price is going to successfully drop and come all the way down to $34,000. Could it happen? Of course it can. We have seen these aggressive drops on Bitcoin before. Is it probable that it is going to happen? No. And one of the main reasons why is because I do see some strength here on the market with this kind of higher low double bottom, right? You could say it's a higher low right there. So, but is it possible? Yeah, of course it is possible. Absolutely. No doubt about that. So let's wait for the reaction. We can take a look at the 15-minute chart, and I can also take a look at the comment section right away. Okay, hang on a second, guys. I'm just gonna go through the comment section, say hello. Maybe some of you want me to take a look at some altcoins. So yeah, Waves was looking pretty good. Waves was looking pretty good. I mean, Waves has been pumping like crazy for the last week or so. It's more than doubled in price, 150% pump. This one is very, very likely going to correct, I think, especially with these bearish divergence. Some type of correction is likely. And Andy, man, Aka, Mr. Chainlink, how are you, bro? When is BTC pump going to happen, says Anisu? Well, we have been pumping for the last few weeks, okay? Not few weeks, sorry, the last few days. And we are having that corrective move, right? If you watched some of my latest videos, last thing that we were talking about is these waves from this local bottom, okay? Where we have created one wave. This is a corrective wave. We've created a third wave, and now we are in this corrective wave, right? That we talked about yesterday. It could go sideways, slightly to the downside. So this is the thing. We could have volatility in between $39,000, $39,000 range. It still could happen. Now I'm hoping in the next coming hours will be the moment, okay? I might do a live stream if I'm here in the studio and say, I'm going extremely long because Bitcoin has been trading around this range for a few hours, and yeah, it's extremely good support. This means that, I think I'm going to go long here, and definitely I'll be protecting my position, taking most of the profits at 43.4, 43.5. Reason why is because it's very strong resistance, and we don't want to be catched with a lower high right here, just like what happened back on the 16th, 17th of February, okay? We could have that major dead cat bounce scenario. We'll be hitting the 618. You're hitting a major consolidation level, as you can see here on the chart. It is the top from the very start of this major drop. It is going to react as resistance, maybe for an hour, maybe for a couple of hours, and then slice back up again, or maybe get a major rejection and fall back down. So all depending on, what happens here, I will be longing in the next couple of hours. All depends what happens here. I'll be taking profits, and I might enter a short position. So yeah, that is my game plan for the next day or two. I'm short now. Absolutely fantastic. I hope you did short round about the $44,000. Right. Russia took control of the nuclear plant. Yes, I did hear that, Russell. Hope we can stop this very soon. Which method did you make most of your money? Trading leverage, crypto, or hodling crypto? I would say hodling crypto. Hodling crypto is the most profit because I started in mid 2018, and I got in so low, and I was buying so aggressively. I was basically I got into crypto basically in 2018. I saw a bunch of videos, read a couple of books, and I was fascinated about it. And I just thought, right, I'm going to sell the house and put it all into Bitcoin and crypto. I didn't sell the house, of course, but I did invest heavily, whatever I could. And of course, that really paid out insanely after a couple of years. Over 30, 40xing my money with different altcoins as well. And yeah, so obviously with trading is very risky. There are months that I am in the red, obviously not too much, but not the 12 months of the year are going to be in green. You always, at least me anyway. I don't know any trader that has 12 months in the green, and I bet they are, but there is some months that I end up in the red trading. Luckily, there are more months that are in the green, But yeah, I do have some red months. Hopefully, and thank God for that. It is not too much. All right, this is why, you know, good risk management is very, very important. If you don't see the trade playing out, cut your losses, or, you know, have a decent stop loss, depending if you swing. It all depends really. Swing trading and scalping, day trading is so different, so different. Ultra has been checked. Yeah, I did take a look at Ultra. It was the only altcoin that I checked out, actually. And waves. Right. Solcoin prediction, Solana. Let's take a look at Solana straight away. Guys, we are 468 in here. Absolutely phenomenal. Make sure to smash up that like button while you're watching the stream. I'm just going to take a quick look at the poll here to see, what are you guys, bearish or bullish? I really want to know. So make sure to smash up that like button. Let's get the algorithm popping and let's analyze the situation. Well, on Solana, okay, I'm going to go through Solana right away. We did have these aggressive bullish divergence, of course, you know, being realistic. Let me just take a look at the poll here 1 second. We got 400 votes. Are bearish for the rest of the week. I put, are you bearish for the rest of the week? Of course, for Bitcoin. 53% of the people say yes. There are more people that are bearish. There are more people that are bearish here in the comment section. Question was, are you bearish for the rest of the week? 53% say yes. So a lot of bearish people for the next coming days. Let's analyze Solana. Solana. What have we got for Solana? We did see these aggressive bullish divergence. You are creating slightly lower lows here on the price action, higher lows on the RSI. Now this is looking pretty good. We did pop out from this lower high resistance from these lower highs. Okay, as you can see, we did pop out, and I've seen this before many times. You have this kind of bearish momentum that starts losing steam. It starts losing steam, and if you start breaking out from these resistance, I think it's very likely you're going to get a slightly higher low from here. I don't think that Solana will successfully go down below $75 in the next coming days. I think we will be holding at some point and having a little bit of a bullish reaction. It is true that we are still aggressively in a downtrend, very aggressively. You are not successfully breaking above the last lower high, and in this case it would be this one over here. This is where we currently got rejected. So being bullish from this level is a little bit risky, but if you take a look at Solana here, the last lower high is where we got rejected. Look at this. It's the last lower high that we got. Okay, as you can see here on the chart, we got this one, we got this one, and then we got this one over here. Price just got that resistance there, coming back down now. I think we could have an attempt on getting a bounce and going back up. Yeah, you can see these bullish diversions on the 4 hourly. I do like them more on the daily. You are creating lower lows, extremely higher lows here on the RSI. What else? Something good that we have on Solana. I mean, also VPVR looks absolutely phenomenal. You are getting, you are, you know, creating this big range of volume. I think a potential bounce on Solana is likely. We are going to retest that $100 and try and attempt to break 120. Will that succeed? Will that breakout succeed? That is the major question. I think it might be a big fail, and then we'll continue back down. So this is also all depending on Bitcoin, guys. We can take a look. We can have analysis on all of these altcoins. If Bitcoin has an aggressive drop, then a lot of these altcoins will wick down below. KASTA is, yeah, KASTA did have an insane pump today. Let's take a look at, we don't have it on TradingView yet. No data on TradingView, but KASTA did have an insane pump. I guess it's correcting. yeah, it did have a pretty big correction, as you can see, but it pumped like crazy. Let's take a look at the 4-hourly on KASTA. The thing is, there's news coming out on KASTA. They do have the beta coming out, the application. I will be having the application. It's not the real one. It's just it's a test to see if there are any issues with the application before the big major launch. Big major launch is coming very, very soon, and you can see this on Twitter already. So this is why you are getting a little bit of a hype, right? KASTA app is going to launch very, very soon. What do you get? You get people hyped up, and of course they buy the token. Of course the KASTA token will have utility, of course, in the application, no doubt about that. And there's just been a little bit of speculation, right? A little bit of a hype here, buying the KASTA token at the low 20-cent levels because of this news, right? Because of the application launch. Not much to say about this. I mean, it's not looking too bad. We do the analysis here on the token. The thing about this one, it's just had, I mean, we can't do analysis on trading view, but it's just been going down, as you can see. Just a little bit of a hype pump right now because of the potential app launch very, very soon. And yeah, not much to add here. We'll have to see in the next coming days. I think KASTA will be doing very, very well anyway. If you're asking about the token and the app, of course, I mean, it will do well. No doubt about that. Of course, what people want to see, people want to see KASTA token at $2 or $1.50 or $2 and say, okay, this is good. No, you need to buy all the way down here when there's blood in the streets. I did have some messages on my Telegram about what is going on with this. People are not happy. I bought at $1. I bought at 80 cents. It is what it is. It happens everywhere. You need to be very, very cautious. And I'm saying it will recover at some point in the near future. And yeah, this is what is happening basically right now. You are getting a little bit of that good news, and it will do well, guys. Once the app is launched, you have utility for the token, then people are going to start buying like crazy. I do think. Let me go here quickly through the comment section. I do have a super chat. Let me take a look right away. Let me take a look right away here. Oh, no, I didn't. I got Pratesh here saying, WTF? You sold your own house? Thick man, so risky. Will you do the same in this year? No, I didn't sell the house. It was just a saying, right? I said I did invest heavily, but I didn't sell the house, of course. But yeah, I knew where the trend was going. I know that Bitcoin was going to break all-time highs. Was it in 2020 or 2021 or 2022? It doesn't matter. I just knew the big macro trend and how much value Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general will have in the future. And it's still early stages. This corrective market right now is an opportunity. That's how I see it. Could we go lower? Of course, but I don't care about that. I'm here for the mid-long term. So yeah, I did not sell the house, but I would have done. If I would have sold the house, then yeah, I would have made an insane amount of gains. I didn't make them anyway, but yeah. Managed to quit my 9-to-5 job, and start with YouTube as well, and concentrate on trading, of course. So yeah. Yeah, didn't sell the house, of course. Right, do analysis to Bitcoin, says Samuel. Absolutely, we can take a look at Bitcoin right away. What about XRP, says Red. Let's take a look at XRP. But first, you guys need to smash up that like button. I got someone here that joined as a member. Daryl, thanks for joining. Welcome to Silver, joined as a member. Daryl, welcome. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's do some analysis on Bitcoin here. And I've got this, we've got so much support at this range is absolutely crazy. Another reason, let me just get this harmonic pattern out of the way because I just want to show you. Usually these center bits of a channel, right? We are supposedly in this ascending kind of channel here in the immediate short term. These center bits usually are very, very big resistance and support levels. The price is reacting to that range. If we do, if we are going to be here for the next 4-8 hours, I will be turning pretty bullish, all depending on how we have the price action. I just want to show you here failed attempts in breaking resistance and in breaking support, right? When I say that I want the Bitcoin price to consolidate around this level, like we did here and like we did here, these wicks over here, right? You got this wick, you got this price action failing to get above this wick. That is a failed attempt. You have a failed attempt on breaking resistance. What happens? Of course, you get that sideways action. You get the bulls losing steam, bears step in, you get the price dropping. Price action, mega pump here. What happens? You get wicks, you get wicks, you get this wick over here. This is looking at the 2 hourly. You can take a look at the 2 hourly, 1 hourly in this kind of time frame. This already is a failed attempt. Look at where the body of the candle closes, all the way down here. You can take a look at the 1 hourly also. The body of the candle closes about below this range. What happens? Price action to the downside. Do I want to long this range? I do, but not yet. Why not yet? Because I think it's very unlikely you're going to get just a big massive candle like this suddenly. We need a consolidation. We need the bears losing steam. If I invert this, here is what I want to see. I want to see, a couple of wicks here, maybe another one, and the bodies of the candle closing above the last lower high, if that makes any sense. You are seeing the bears failing to attempt to break this zone to the downside. Once I see that, I'm going to step in. If you try and catch a short position on these candles, you know what's going to happen, right? You know what's going to happen if you try and long these candles. Do you know? I know. You're going to get wrecked. That is what's going to happen. So, major consolidations is key to find out if you're going to long or short. When should we long BTC, says Bidan. Yeah, that's just what I explained. Just what I explained. 36K. Maybe. Leslie says 36K. It could happen. It could happen, of course. Why not? We could also go to 46K. You think Russia's situation has massive impact on Bitcoin? Well, so far it hasn't had an extreme massive impact on Bitcoin. It's funny because you do see, including myself, that a lot of people saying, all right, a BTC dropped here because we are seeing an invasion in Ukraine. I don't want to talk much about this just in case I do get a penalty here on the live stream. But anyway, it doesn't matter if it's one, that's fine. And, it's funny to see, Bitcoin's dropping because, basically there's war and that's why we are dropping. And then potentially you're going to get a big fat bounce and saying, well, Bitcoin is pumping because, the banks are freezing the funds of the people. People are interested in Bitcoin. Russians are buying Bitcoin. And so, it's pretty funny because that's why I really prefer chart analysis than fundamentals, because you kind of can see the exhaustion of the price or basically from the bulls or from the bears. But you know yourself, right? Bitcoin is dropping because there's war. Now Bitcoin is pumping because the accounts are frozen back in, Russia and Ukraine, and people are buying Bitcoin right now. So yeah, what is it? Is it bad or is it good? I don't know. I don't care. I want to take a look at the charts, see where we are going, and try and take advantage to the upside or to the downside. Now, it's pretty fun to see here, okay, on Ukraine. Look at this. The main Ukraine Twitter account, as you can see. Guess what they have here? Oh, they don't have it now. They had the pinned... Oh, this was on... I did see this yesterday, actually. Let me just scroll down here. But this is the official Twitter account. They've got over 1.7 million followers. Let me scroll down. I just saw it yesterday. But they are basically accepting donations. There you have it. Okay, stand with the people of Ukraine, now accepting cryptocurrency donations, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDT. You got the Bitcoin wallet, Ethereum, and USDT ERC20. This is the official Ukraine, okay, Twitter account with over 1.7 million followers. You would say this is good, right? You would say this is good for Bitcoin and crypto. So who's going to win? The war, and it's going to be bad and stocks are going to crash, or the actual utility that that the Russians, Ukrainians are giving Bitcoin, and people are going to realize that this is here to stay and it's decentralized. I don't know, guys. Let's take a look at the charts. Hathor, please, Andy. Let's take a look at Hathor right away. Why news comes at resistance and support levels? Very good question. Right, I've got a super chat here, I think. Hang on a second. Right, hey. Right, hang on a second. Wait a second. Right, I got a super chat here. Let's go, lads. More super chats for Andy. TA on Theta. Right, thank you very much, Seb. I did see those. Was it spanners or ratchets? Thank you, my man. I don't know what I would do without my moderators, because I can just talk my own thing here and look at the charts, and you can give me super chats and I won't realize. Right, let's take a look at Theta. Oh, really disappointed with Theta here. Theta in an aggressive downtrend, of course. I think Theta was the one. Thank you, Mark. Sorry, Seb, for letting me know. Right, on Theta, what happened here on Theta basically is that we did have the price action creating these higher lows. Looked pretty good so far until we broke this support level. What happened? We broke this support level. We got a bounce from this low here, which was the summer lows, round about the $3.70. What happened here? I mean, this is pretty insane, because if you zoom in on the chart here on Theta, this is on the daily, take a look at, just so you can see sometimes how significant these trend lines are in these support levels. You got the summer low support, higher low, higher low, higher low right there. You have an aggressive drop. Okay, this was in December of 2021. Where do you come all the way up to? You come all the way up to a major support level, and also the higher low trend line. This is the moment you get rejected, come back down to retest the lows. Absolutely insane. Here, more the same thing here for Theta. This is looking at the daily, where you basically bounce at the summer low support level. You are getting lower highs. You finally break support. You come all the way and retest the resistance. You have a little bit of volatility and attempt on breaking this, but you do finally get rejected again. Come all the way down to retest the lows. What is happening right now is, yeah, basically the same thing. You are still consistently creating lower highs. There's just not, it's not looking great. What happens when you have this massive aggressive downtrend is that, we are basically, this situation here is just like this situation right there, right? Can you see the similarities from here to here? So are we going to have an explosive breakout to the upside, or are we going to continue down? You know, we are still in a very, very aggressive downtrend. It's so similar price action here. Yeah, there is exaggerated divergence. We did have them here also, though. I mean, the only good thing that we do have here from Theta is that we have a very, very solid support level. We did have a solid support level right there also. We finally broke it, of course, because we're just getting pushed down from the supply, of course. No demand, getting supply crushed down. We are still getting pushed down here. It is true that this area is pretty strong. Looking at the VPVR, we do have a pretty solid support. Could we get a bounce? This is the thing. I would be more bullish as soon as we start breaking this lower high right there. As soon as we see a big spike here with big volume at some point in the next coming weeks, if it does happen, then you could potentially be bullish on. But it's so aggressively getting pushed down here, as you can see. It's absolutely crazy. I think Theta could come down to retest the lows here from February. I'm talking about that $2.30, $2.40 range. Very possible. So yeah, Hathor, please, for Raya. Absolutely. Let's take a look at Hathor right away. What's going on with this one? What's the ticker symbol? HTR. Let's take a look at this one. HTR right away. See what's going on with Hathor. We did do analysis on this one at some point. I think this one will come down to retest the 2021 summer lows, which is around about 27 cents approximately. We did see how we did break down from these higher lows. It looked like we were going to get back up again, but no, we did not. We got that heavy resistance from these lows, as you can see there, hitting that range. Massive. This is textbook classic technical analysis, where you do break a support level, you bounce as resistance, come back down and break the support. By the looks of things, this might continue still to the downside. Yeah, still creating lower lows right there, lower highs. This might still continue rolling down to the summer lows, unfortunately. Nothing bullish about this. The trend is aggressively to the downside. We only just broke here the lows, the last week of February, so just a few days ago. Right. Yeah, Motillo says, Andy, we all got fooled. We were all expecting pumpy action. We have been having that pumpy action, okay? Now, and we could have it, of course. Like I said, I mean, this is not an area to start shorting, of course, for me. This is not an area that I want to short. You know, the DY shorted at 44. I took profits at 43, okay? I wanted to keep it in that day trade scalp because it was on PrimeXBT. I use PrimeXBT for day trading and scalping. I don't like to have a position open on PrimeXBT. Fees are expensive. Well, they are expensive for swing trading. You can leave them open for a few days, of course. It's not that expensive. But I focus on swing trading on PrimeXBT and also, on Bybit, and on PrimeXBT, I mainly focus for day trades. Anyway, talking about these platforms, you have an insane bonus down below for both of them, and you have a great tutorial of over 30 minutes to learn how to use those platforms down below. Anyway, let's dive in here into Bitcoin. And yeah, like I said, on Bitcoin, We are at a, you know, it is true that we are at a critical range. I still stand by this potential scenario where we are having these waves, okay? This is just inside of this corrective wave. If this were to be, just checking volume here. I mean, volume is it's quite high, but it's much higher on the pumpy action side. I think we are going to hold the low $40,000 range. We take a look at fib level from this wave. This is, you know, I like to take fib levels from an extreme local low. In this case, it would be from here to the top, or from the start of a wave, right? Looking at the 2 hourly, 1 hourly, you got this being a retracement. Obviously, you can see that from the low to the high. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting the next coming hours, guys. Stay cautious. We could dip as low as below $40,000 slightly. It is the 618. It is the very top of this major wave. Stay cautious, guys. Not financial advice, of course. Like I said, I am not planning to long this. I am planning to long if we see this reaction over here. If we see this kind of price action at this range, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you are the one taking your decision, right? Don't follow a crazy guy on the internet. You don't follow any YouTuber and do the exact same of what he does. You need to, you know, I can give you some analysis and you can take a look at the chart, kind of back test it, and then take your own decision, of course. Are we going to bounce from here, says Jan? Yes, this is the thing. I don't really know. I don't know. I am waiting for that reaction, like I said. I want to see this price action right over here, because this could fall, you know, and slice like a hot knife on butter and come down, you know, to 38, 37 and just keep dropping. We've seen it before. We've seen it right over here. You know, look at this major big pump. I didn't expect a pump like that. So that is why I'm not buying here. I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for kind of this, right? I'm waiting for kind of this. Look how the trend changes. You know, once you see this pump, you have a reaction, you dump. You pump, you have a reaction, you go down. Pump, you have a reaction, you go down. Same thing, but the other side. I want to see a reaction here. I might buy in. Simple as that, guys. Simple as. Because look, you know, the price is still falling. Price is still falling. Am I interested in buying this? No. No. It's still falling. You know, there's no signs yet of stopping. Daily bearish divergence on BTC dominance. Right. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Not much here to say. Not much. Don't forget to smash up the like button. We've got almost 500 people watching. Absolutely insane. Thank you, guys. BTC is dying. No, it's not. It's correcting. How, you know, how many people were so excited from this major pump that we were having, you know, and it's all because of Ukraine and Russia, because, you know, they are getting their, you know, their funds are getting frozen and they're all buying Bitcoin, right? And now it's because of because of the conflict. What is going to happen, you know, if it does happen, that, you know, we are potentially going to get a potential big bounce here. We're going to start breaking $46,000. And yeah, it's because of, you know, the Eastern Europe is buying Bitcoin. That's why it's pumping. Anyway, guys, BTC go to test $36,000. I think ultimate low for Bitcoin, I would be taking a look at fib levels from the low to the high here. And yeah, I think that $38,500, $39,000 is very, very possible. It's very, very possible to retest. Depending how we react here, or if we drop and how we react here, that is what I'm looking. That is when I'm going to step in, guys, on a reaction here or on a reaction here. So yeah, it will be interesting because if we do have an aggressive drop with volume here, it is true that we are breaking from these higher lows kind of channel. And what is going to happen is this is going to turn into resistance also. So yeah, it will be interesting, guys. Make sure to adapt to what's happening right now. Make sure to do your analysis. Make sure to practice. Have good risk management. Place your stop losses. You know, make sure that your trade is at least, you know, twice as much or as your stop loss, or 3 or 4 times even better. I know it's hard. Make sure to practice, guys. I want BTC to go below $10. Yeah, me too. It would be absolutely fantastic. This is something that is not going to happen ever, in my opinion, because, yeah, how many people want to buy at $10? How many Bitcoin is there out there? You are the best, always the truth, says Yasin. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, it's, yeah, I just try and do, you know, be total transparent here, you know. I do not know where the price is going. What we do know is that we have major levels that we can take advantage of, guys, and make a little bit of money. Thank you, guys. Make sure to check out the links down below for Bybit and also for Prime XBT. You got an insane bonus. It would have been nice to find an opportunity, but hasn't been any opportunity for me right here. I would like to see in the next few hours how we are going to react at these levels. Check out Bitcoinsensus website. You have the latest news and technical analysis ideas here. Follow us on Twitter, of course. Join the Telegram group, the Discord. All the socials are down below. Thank you, guys, and I will see you in the next one.